Have you ever wondered why there's evil in the world? A student once asked Albert Einstein this very question. "Professor," he asked, "why did God create evil?" Einstein famously replied, "God did not create evil. Evil is the absence of good, just as darkness is the absence of light." It's a simple, profound answer that has resonated for decades. But what if it's incomplete? What if what we call absence is really just something we can't see? This is a new perspective from Doctor of Consciousness Irfan Boko. He suggests that we re-examine our very definition of darkness. Think about it. Is there really such a thing as darkness? The universe is absolutely humming with light, energy, and waves. But our human eyes are incredibly limited. We can only perceive a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum, the part we call visible light, which is roughly between 380 and 750 nanometers. Everything outside that range, infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, we label as darkness. But those regions aren't empty. They are teeming with energy, vibrating at frequencies our eyes just aren't built to detect. So, maybe darkness isn't an absence of something. Maybe darkness is simply the boundary of our perception. We're surrounded by invisible forces every single day, and we accept them without a second thought. Radio waves, Wi-Fi signals, the microwaves that heat our food, the ultraviolet light from the sun. We can't see any of them, but we see their effects. A radio signal travels from a studio in America and comes out of a speaker in Turkey. We don't see the wave, but we hear the music. We recognize what we cannot see through its impact. The universe operates on the same principle. To declare something non-existent, simply because our eyes can't register it, is a profound mistake. It's like mistaking our own blindness for the ultimate reality. It's a form of cosmic blindness. Imagine a blind man navigating a busy city street. He can't see the cars whizzing by, the towering signs, or the crowds of people. To his eyes, the world is dark, but he's not helpless. He has his cane. With it, he taps, he touches, he feels the world around him. The texture of the pavement, the solid obstacle of a wall, the curb at the edge of the street. He builds a mental map of his environment through feeling. When his sight fails, his other senses take over. We are, in a way, just like that blind man. We stand in a universe that is full, vibrant, and bursting with information, yet our senses perceive only a tiny fraction of it. But we have our own canes. Science is a cane, allowing us to measure and detect phenomena beyond our senses. Intuition is a cane, a deep inner knowing that guides us. And empathy is perhaps the most powerful cane of all, allowing us to feel what others feel. With these tools, we touch, we measure, we feel, and we slowly begin to understand the unseen reality around us. This is where consciousness comes in. Consciousness is the bridge that connects us to everything we cannot see. It's the faculty that allows us to interpret the taps of our canes. So, let's go back to Einstein's idea. Evil is the absence of good. Darkness is the absence of light. Let's add a new layer to that, a layer of consciousness. What if evil is simply the state of a mind that cannot perceive goodness? What if darkness is just the state of an eye that cannot perceive light? From this perspective, the problem isn't a flaw in the universe. The universe is whole and complete. The problem is in our perception, our limited instruments. Empathy is what expands that perception. When you can genuinely see the world through another person's eyes, when you can feel their joy or their pain as if it were your own, the darkness between you disappears. The separation dissolves. So, here's the ultimate conclusion. There is no darkness. There is only our blindness. There is no evil. There is only a lack of empathy. There is no true absence. There is only our narrow, limited range of perception. The universe is filled with light, filled with goodness, filled with information. We exist within it to the extent that we can perceive it. Enlightenment isn't about discovering some new, hidden truth. It's about finally removing our blindfolds and seeing what has been there all along. It's about expanding our consciousness to perceive more of the magnificent reality that surrounds us. Do you ever wake up in the quiet hours of the morning, maybe around 4 a.m.? The world is asleep, but it feels like the universe is wide awake and speaking directly to you. In those moments, thoughts, poems, and profound ideas seem to flow effortlessly. I used to call this inspiration, but now I see it differently. I believe this is the moment when my mind resonates with the universe. It's as if the brain, in that gentle state between sleep and wakefulness, adjusts its frequency. It tunes in to the vibration of the cosmos itself. In that moment, you stop thinking and you start listening. The universe doesn't speak in words or languages. It whispers in vibrations, in frequencies. And when we find true inner silence, we can finally hear that whisper. A brilliant thought arrives fully formed. A line of poetry writes itself in your mind. Or sometimes it's just a feeling, a deep, overwhelming sense of presence that you can't describe, but you know it's real. That is the universe saying, I am here. You don't see it with your eyes, but you feel it with the full depth of your consciousness. This is what inspiration truly is. A mind synchronized with the universe. We call it a thought, but maybe, just maybe, it's the universe speaking through us. If these ideas resonate with you, I invite you to explore them further. You can find all of Irfan Boko's books and articles for free on academia. Edu and Zenodo. He believes that knowledge is universal and must be shared freely with everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into consciousness. If this video opened your mind to new possibilities, please give it a like and subscribe for more content that challenges the way we see the world. Let's keep expanding our perception together. Until next time.